Hey guys, it's Kim. In today's video, I'm just going to be doing a book review over The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. This book came out earlier this month on the 17th of April, I think, and I finally finished reading it. So obviously I procrastinated a bit since this is an arc and I didn't read it until after it came out. But in my defense, I thought it was going to come out later in April and I didn't realize how early it was going to come out. Anyways, I finally read it and now I'm going to review it for you. So The Upside of Unrequited, for those of you who don't know what it's about a girl named Molly who's quote-unquote a fat girl who knows all about unrequited love because she's lived through it so many times. She's had 26 crushes during her lifetime, and again, she's 17. So that's a lot of crushes in her lifetime, but none of them have actually ever, nothing's ever come of any of them because she's never gone after any of these 26 crushes. They've always been in secret. But now she's got a twin sister named Cassie, and Cassie is going after this cute girl who comes with a friend who Molly is now sort of having a thing with. He's very hipster and she thinks he's very cute and they have a lot of things in common. So there's this guy, and then there's another guy, a coworker that she is working with, and he's nothing like her, and he is a fan of Lord of the Rings, which she thinks is tacky, and I don't know, she kind of has a thing going on with both of them. Alright, so I'll be honest, I didn't really know what to expect from this book. Honestly, when I got it, I thought it was a different book. I thought it was Leah's book, who, if you don't know who Leah is, or what I'm talking about at all. First of all, Becky Albertalli is the same author who wrote Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. So Leah is a character that is in Simon's book who is now getting her own book. So Becky Albertalli is writing a book for Leah, and I thought this was it. So I was super excited about it, and then I was like, oh, it's not about Leah, it's about Molly. So going into The Upside of Unrequited, I didn't know what to expect. I don't know, it's not I think a book that I normally go for, so I was a little wary. I was like, okay, I like Simon versus, so I'll give The Upside of Unrequited a chance. So I started it, and I was a little thrown by it. It comes out a little strong with a lot of the things that it talks about. But the further I got into it, the more I liked it. I find that as someone who myself, I have struggled with weight issues my whole life, I could relate to Molly a lot. With the things that she goes through and what people say to her and how she reacts and just the thoughts that go through her head in different situations and stuff like that. Like, I could really relate to her, and I was like, oh my god, yes, Molly, yes. So I really liked that aspect of it because I think Becky Albertalli really genuinely brought a fat girl to life in this book. Like, she's really realistic in how somebody would feel, you know. Obviously now I'm older, I don't have Molly doesn't have self-esteem problems. I did when I was younger, so there's that. But Molly doesn't have necessarily self-esteem problems. She has no problem with how she looks or want to lose weight or any of that, but that still doesn't change your thoughts sometimes about how you feel like other people are looking at you and judging you and just how you feel in different situations, because a lot of the time you feel uncomfortable. But so I really think Becky Albertalli did an amazing job with that. I think she was super realistic in how she portrayed somebody going through some of the situations that Molly went through. So yay for that. I don't know if you caught it in the beginning, but like I said, this book is very LGBT friendly. So yay, Molly's sister is a lesbian, her moms are, and then there's a pansexual character in here, and there are two very brief appearances that Simon makes in this book, which obviously Simon is gay. It made me realize how much I miss Simon, and if she wrote another Simon book, I'd be all over that. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I would be all over that if she did. But anyway, I think everybody knows that this book is LGBT friendly, but if you didn't, now you do, and you can totally read that if that's something that you're interested in. Alright, so there's a lot more drinking and sex talk in here than I thought there was going to be, but again, they're teenagers, so very realistic. My only thing with stuff like this being in books is not that I don't think teenagers can't handle it. I do think they can handle it because, again, a lot of teenagers talk about that kind of stuff, but I just feel like there needs to be an age warning on YA books nowadays, just because so many of them are talking about more grown-up-ish stuff, and I think 13 and 14-year-olds shouldn't maybe be exposed to that kind of stuff yet, but that's just my own personal opinion. However, that being said, I am glad that authors are getting the green light to talk about these kinds of things, because I feel like authors are being allowed to make their characters more realistic nowadays. I don't know if it's always been like that and I just didn't notice it, or if they are getting the green light to go ahead and do it now and I'm noticing it because it's happening now. I don't know. But that's just something that I've noticed with books that I'm reading that have come out in the past couple years. Alright, the book is very, very sweet. Becca Vitale tells a very sweet little like love story that goes on there. There's a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of angst, not so much that you wouldn't be able to handle it. It's very small and it happens super fast, so you'll blow right through that angst. It's like a minuscule part of the book. It's very, very funny, actually. It's a lot funnier than I thought. There were a lot of moments in there where I chuckled. And there was even one moment where I teared up, which I did not expect at all because I don't cry in books, but I actually teared up, and I can't remember what moment it was, but I was like, WTF is going on here? Why am I crying? So yeah, there was that. All in all, I think Becky Albertalli did a very good job with this book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because although I really, really liked it and enjoyed it, I just don't feel like Molly and her love interest, who they are super, super cute, but they're just no Simon and Blue. You know, I just don't think it compares. So out of these 2 books, Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda is still my favorite. But Molly and her person come in a close second. So we'll see where Leah falls into all of this when her book comes out, but I don't know, I don't think anybody can top Simon and Blue. But all in all, I think Becca Albertalli did a good job, and I would totally recommend it to nerd friends because I think it was cute. I think it was cute, and it's a very fast contemporary read that you could just blow through on a lazy Sunday or whenever you have time. Alright guys, that was my review for the upside of Unrequited. I hope you would maybe read it, you know, and decide for yourself whether you like it or not. But that is all I have. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.